Okay, so in this video we're going to look at the arrest of Ben Woods. Now, Ben Woods is a massive conspiracy theorist, and he is kind of a prodigal son of Mark Steele, I suppose. Now, a bit of background on this situation here is Ben is being arrested for criminal damage. Ben basically has took it upon himself to go out into society and damage sensors on top of traffic lights. Now, these sensors are basically little Doppler radar sensors that, say for instance, you're disabled, blind, elderly, a child, they will spot that there's pedestrians still on the pedestrian crossing, and they won't turn the lights to green for the traffic. What Ben is doing is removing these. Now, when you remove them, it doesn't shut the traffic light down. The traffic light just reverts to a normal sequence. But that pedestrian detection system or presence system isn't there anymore. So you can imagine a scenario where you have a wagon or a large vehicle. It's in the offside lane on the far side of the road. You're crossing the road. The wagon driver sees you, but there's a van coming up the inside. The light's gone to green. That van, it's a 40 mile an hour dual carriageway. That van continues going. You step out. Boom. That's it. Your loved one, your partner, your child, your sibling is dead effectively. Thrown 100 feet down the road. Or even worse, underneath the vehicle and dragged. Because Ben removed a presence detection system that detects when pedestrians are still on the crossing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah, good, thanks. Does Ben Butler live here?
I am Ben Butler.
You are Ben Butler?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any idea?
I'd like to just say it's a little bit strange that you're here
Okay.
for somebody that hasn't committed a crime.
Okay.
I've got all of the information that you put out on Facebook yesterday.
Okay.
And I just want to let you know that we're all aware of Operation Taller.
Okay.
Are you aware of Operation Taller?
Not at the moment, Bud, but on the information
Bud,
that we've been
okay,
given,
so just
on
listen
the
to me for a
information-
moment.
Just listen, on
Yeah.
the information that we've been given, okay,
Yeah.
the time is now 38 minutes past 4, and you are currently under arrest for criminal damage, okay? So you do not have to say anything that may harm your defence. If you do not mention one question, something which you later allow in court, anything you do say
You've been-
will be given in evidence, okay?
Have you taken the
So,
COVID jab?
That, irrespective of
Irrespective.
So there it is. Have you taken the COVID jab? So if you've ever interacted with a conspiracy theorist online, you probably have come across this phenomenon where you corner them with, a solid scientific argument. You won't relent from your side of the story. They're posting 100 different bloody conspiracy theories to try and back up a conspiracy theory which isn't relevant to the conspiracy theory that they're now talking about because they've lost the argument. And they always refer to, you triple jabbed, did you take the jab? I think that Ben, on a psychological level, I think that Ben is addicted to social media. And this whole did you take the jab kind of thing and, tell him I'm aware of this operation and stuff and, referencing Facebook as I've seen the post on Facebook. Not asking the police, sorry, what's this about? It's clearly his psychosis lives in social media. Social media has basically turned this guy into a paranoid schizophrenic, and he cannot step out of social media at this point. He is still in social media. He probably doesn't even see these people as human beings being there. His whole repetitive nature of doom scrolling and endorphin addiction effectively is acting out in real life because he can't step out of the loop. That's my analysis. Yours may, your mileage may vary on that situation, or should I say this situation. But I truly believe that he cannot step out of social media. And that's his answer because he's been cornered. He's been told he's been arrested for criminal damage. And his answer to it is, are you jabbed?
To that. Well,
It doesn't matter.
you're actually
Come
under.
inside. Right, let's come
No,
inside.
no,
Ben,
no, you're not. No.
Come on.
Don't be easy. Don't. He wasn't putting his hands on
Emma,
her.
can you just take that?
Yeah, I'll take that. He wasn't committing any criminal damage.
Right, so what Ben's done here is stupidity 101. He's put his hands on the female constable. Now, you notice how the male constables have pushed her out of the way and just got a grip of him. You know, they're basically now in full-on, you're a threat, we're going to detain you using physical force. Now, did you notice how Ben was like, no, 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 no? That's clearly, he was probably ramping up to some kind of a free man of the land speech to them. No, you can't come into my house. I'm a free man of the land. Didn't you see the notice at the end of my drive? You know, just yeah. And Ben's made a serious error here, and it's something that he didn't need to do. He could have literally just been cooperative and asked questions, because any normal human being at this point would have been asking questions, not asking them, are you jabbed? And then doing some kind of weird free man of the land thing. No, you know, no, like, yes, you're under arrest, mate. They can do what the hell they want. So, anyway, crack on. But Ben's made a catastrophic error there.
Actually, you are public servants and you are implicated. If you are not
This is
researching,
criminal conspiracy to kill us all.
you should do your due diligence and look into.
Under Operation Teller, you have all been involved in a criminal conspiracy to kill us all. Mark Steele's made this very clear. He's already talked to you about this.
Okay.
And there it is. Mark Steele. Mark fucking Steele has ruined this young man's mental health. Ruined him. Or maybe just been a catalyst for it. Because it's Mark Steele who claims that lampposts that have telemetry systems are death rays. And he's Mark Steele who started this with the Blade Runners. And this is why now the Blade Runners have gone from an anti-ULEZ movement to a conspiracy theorist fucking movement. Cutting down everything that's got something with a box on it. You know, it's got a transparent or an infrared transparent plate on it, like a waveguide on it, and straight away they just cut it down. And it has nothing to do with ULEZ. Absolutely nothing to do with ULEZ, but that's Mark Steele. And, you know, there's people out there online about the ULEZ stuff showing now that, you know, them cutting traffic lights down because the traffic lights have a sensor that's there to protect pedestrians on. Make it make sense. It's batshit crazy, and that name comes up over and over again. Mark Steele. And if you want to, I'll link in the description my video where I debunk the telemetry systems on lampposts. You can watch that, make up your own mind, but it's pretty clear by the end of that video that, yeah, this is just a telemetry system. But anyway, let's crack on.
Those are weapons, those are phased array assault weapons on top of the lamppost. I am not a criminal.
Not now, Josh.
I am not a
That's
criminal.
alright, Benny.
Ben.
I'm not guilty.
So,
I am not guilty.
so what are we looking to do, Ben? So we'll be going to custody. Do you have any sort of
I am
physical
not
mental-
guilty.
Do you have any physical mental health
I'm not a
conditions that
criminal.
need to be-
He does not have any physical mental health issues, okay?
thank you.
Absolutely none. He's absolutely sane.
no,
You're
that's
working for a criminal, insane organisation.
It's a
You do
criminal conspiracy to kill us all.
your service as public servants to
And
research
you're
into
all a
these
part of it by being
radiating
quiet with
technologies.
Operation Teller.
Do you have,
Okay.
any, do you have any shoes that we can pop on? Because I'm obviously mindful I don't want you
I'll
to
get
set
his
out
shoes.
Can you get my bag as well then?
Yeah. Mum, can you hold this?
Right, Ben, I'm just going to do a quick search, mate, just for any
You've
items
all
that...
made a mistake. I have
Right,
to
edge
say.
or escape, alright.
You've got anything on you
What I should know about Ben?
No, he doesn't.
No,
Well,
no.
Ben
I'm
can answer for
literally-
himself, can't he? Do you have anything on you?
I can answer for myself.
Alright,
But-
actually give you a quick sec.
You made a mistake here. You've been informed already by Mark Steele that he's.
It's an allegation,
Excuse me, I
alright?
need
So
to
at
go.
the moment we don't know whether
Anything
what's
that needs to be
happened. So this allows us
bringing
to
his
make an
bag out.
investigation. just to find out.
But you do realise that you've been under a criminal conspiracy
There's
to
two
kill
sides
us all
of every
with
story, so
Operation
obviously
Talas,
we
right? You've been ordered to stand down and not talk about any of the COVID vaccine adverse events. Any crime that's been logged via any avenue, you're asked to say nothing about. It's a criminal conspiracy. You're all criminals for not saying anything. You've been told to not say anything. That's why you're all going silent now, isn't it?
Is that your? Did you want your red bag, Ben, or your black bag?
Wear your red bag.
The reason why you're silent now is because you're not allowed to speak about what I'm talking about, isn't it?
It's not for us to
No,
comment on,
exactly,
right?
exactly. That's it.
I don't know enough about what
Sorry.
you're
So what-
of us comment.
Does he
All right.
take any like medication if he needs anything like
No,
extra
not at
for
all.
hours? No.
He takes no medication at all. He's absolutely sane. He hasn't caused any criminal damage. He's done this. He's actually a public servant. He's gone out of his own accord to snip down these radiating technologies which are harming humans,
I mean,
babies, women, children. I'll get
Have we got any socks?
yeah, obviously, it doesn't. It's not necessarily clear how long I'm going to be with you, is it? So, do you mind if you just give me a moment?
What do you mean a moment?
So I can get some socks?
Yeah, she's just going to get you some socks. Yeah.
Emma, could you tie my hair up as well, please? I came in yesterday, by the way.
Did you?
And yeah, you shut at 2:30. What's all
Was
that
that to the
about?
inquiry office that you tried to go into?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because where we're starting to draw down towards going to Milton, so they're
Well, I
changing
don't
the
really-
hours and bits and pieces.
I don't really care. I'm just letting you know. The lady on the yellow phone should have really let you know. I said to her, I'm coming tomorrow morning. There's no need to send anybody, you know. But nobody communicates. You've all got this tech, but you do communicate when it comes down to making sure no one says anything about criminal conspiracy, the vaccine harms, hey? And then you all go absolutely silent when I bring that up. No?
Well, like I was saying, I don't know enough about what you're talking about to
Yeah,
pass
sure.
comment, unfortunately, Ben.
Sure.
Ben, is there a chair that way? We can just walk over
Yeah.
and get set down. You need to pick socks on that way.
So this is absolutely brilliant policing, this. From the moment they entered, and obviously Ben's kind of, I wouldn't say he's resisting arrest, but his whole kind of, right, you know, we need to nip this in the bud, we need to control this guy fast. He could be a threat, he may not be a threat, but we can't take that chance. Basically what they've done here is, you know, when he's ranting and ranting and ranting, they haven't basically turned around and said, that's not true, is it, Ben? You know, they've not given him any fuel. And this brings me back to the whole social media aspect as well. It's like he's online. It's like he's on social media and he's posting to these people. He's not talking to these people. He's posting to these people. And again, he's mentioning Mark Steele. The female who he's with must be his partner or maybe his sister. I'm not too sure. Whether it's his girlfriend or his sister, she is complicit in the whole conspiracy theorist movement around these pedestrian sensors and these traffic sensors. And, you know, she's as adamant as he is, and as you know, is suffering from the same schizophrenia. And when they asked about does he have any medication, she was very prompt to say no, he doesn't. Which suggests to me that maybe he was, and he stopped taking it at some point. I'm not too sure. It was just a very prompt. But anyway, coming back to the police, how they are handling this with Ben, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You know, the way they entertain Ben. Oh, I don't have enough information about that to comment at this time. And it's standard mental health policing, and it's really, really good the way they're implementing this, and you can see the training, the way, you know, they're not just dragging him out of the house like they would do, you know, a usual suspect. They are really, really treating him, you know, with mittens here, and it's really good to see. Although they've had to restrain him, but that's Ben's fault for putting his hands on the female constable. You don't do that, especially female constable. You're going to get, you know, either dragged to the floor or you're going to get manhandled, basically. That was a very stupid decision there. But anyway, let's keep watching, because I'm so interested with the whole psychological aspect of this. And I think Ben now might start running out of things to say. I think the realisation, like, oh, can you do my hair up? It's almost like he needs a reassurance, something. I think his whole psychological situation here is starting to break down. I think the realisation is not on social media, this is real life, and he's in real dire trouble with the police here. It's starting to kick in. So let's keep watching.
Is there going to be anything we're going to need, sort of like house keys, wallet, that sort of thing?
I've got my bag.
It's in your black bag, right? Everything's in there.
I don't think I need the keys.
No, are you
No?
sure?
No.
We can leave them here if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, mate.
So
Nothing.
what? I'll stick those there then.
So it is absolutely true then about Operation Teller, because when I bring that up, you're actually completely silent. You can't even speak
don't
about
know
it.
what it is, unfortunately.
No, I'm sure.
I'm
Yeah.
not too sure what it is, so
Sure.
I'll have a little look up and see what it is when I'm head back later.
Yeah, so during the COVID-1984 scandemic, the highest of the high of the police forces met up and made sure that no vaccine.
Yes, so, the 1984 scandemic and blah, 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 blah. Ben isn't in reality, he is on social media. Ben thinks this is X or Telegram. It hasn't dawned on him yet. This is real life. This is troubling to watch, to be fair. The whole psychology and him trying to get a feedback situation where he can get into his loop and he can spill the beans, and him trying to challenge the police, and the police, as again, they're not turning around and saying, Ben, that's not true, is it? Giving him a catalyst to go on one. So I don't have enough information about. I don't know about that personally myself. And then Ben's trying to press, and it's not working. And I think Ben's psychology now is starting to break down. I think he realises that it's not on, you're not on X, you're not on Telegram, you're not having an engagement with somebody who's telling you it's bullshit, and you're just spilling, you're posting 1 million PDFs and links to 6,000 videos for somebody who just had one comment back at you. But, you know what I mean. But, he's starting to get worn down now. And it's not the police trying to wear him down. I think it's just his whole psychology is starting to collapse, because he's starting to realise he's not on social media. It's actually fascinating to watch. So let's keep watching.
Crimes were ever talked about, and they were all ignored entirely, which makes you criminally liable in a conspiracy to commit murder against the public. Yeah?
Well, little look into it. So I'm
Yeah.
curious about that.
Sure.
So I've not heard it until today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I don't know if the question was asked, mate, but just so we can look after you the best, is there any medication or anything like that you need to bring with you?
No,
No? Okay, cool.
no. I just like some clean water, if that's all right.
Yeah,
We can't let you drink here, mate, but you can get some water when we get to custody.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'll bring you some water then.
Oh, I see
Right,
what
so
you mean.
we'll be going to Parkside, so just
Yeah.
a shower. Alright.
Can I? So in my bag there's a hoodie. Oh, you've put these on already now.
Yeah, we can
Alright.
we'll get you.
Because
Once we get
it's
to custody.
yeah, we'll take it with you, but that's not a problem.
Is it in your bag then?
Yeah, it's in my backpack.
Cool. We'll get you the van and the backpack will come with you.
And do you know what? I would bet my house that hoodie is the Save Us Now hoodie that Mark Steele sells. I would bet my house on that. I really would. It's that Save Us Now hoodie. I know it is. That's why he's so concerned about the hoodie, because he wants to put that on and he wants to represent his bullshit in that kind of way. It's almost like it's a meme. Like he'll post memes online, conspiracy theory memes. It's almost like that. It's almost like he just cannot get out of this social media loop, and it's crazy to watch. But I love the way the police have handled this. Is there a chair we can sit you down on? And and again, asking him, are you sure you've not got any medication you need? Because the police know that a lot of these people will refuse the meds in this kind of situation of psychosis and schizophrenia. That these guys deal with that day in, day out, and it's become such a massive problem for the police now. Mental health issues. It's starting to outweigh criminal, actual criminal acts in terms of how they need to turn up, and there's always officers that are specially trained in this mental health, and then there's other officers who aren't, and it's hard now for police to look at real crime because of these kind of mental health situations. But as I say, the name that's been mentioned throughout this, Mark Steele. I think Mark Steele needs to be arrested and go to prison. And I think people like Ben, when they snap out of this psychosis and they're ruined, they've got no prospects because they've got a criminal record for this. The name's all basically all over online. So when an HR company or an employer Google stalks them and they go, Jesus Christ, I'm not employing this guy. Or even if they just go straight for a CRB check and look at him and go, what the hell is this? He's not getting that job. Mark Steele has ruined this person's life. He's ruined his life. The same way he's ruined a lot of people's lives. And Mark Steele, don't forget, set up a crowd justice fund. Well, a few crowd justice funds with a fake barrister called Robert Bullock, and scammed £100,000, £70,000 of which was from Kate Shimarani's. And it's crazy. In fact, it's probably over £100,000. But anyway, I digress. So Ben is in a bad situation, and it's all down to Mark Steele. And time again, you hear Mark Steele being mentioned by these people. And Mark Steele will probably come to court to try and represent this guy. And not actually go to court, not actually represent him, not actually say anything, because he won't be allowed into the process of the magistrates. But if Ben pleads not guilty at magistrate and goes to the Crown, he could go to prison for quite a few years for criminal damage. Now he may, plead mental health and get an order. I don't know. But I think he needs to plead mental health because I think it'll be the best thing he ever done in his life. And what'll be even better is if Mark Steele's arrested and sent to prison. That, to me, would be the outcome that Ben deserves. And when, or if Mark Steele survives prison, which is no spring chicken, what Ben should do then is take him through the civil justice court, because Mark Steele owns a home, he's got assets, and I would sue him for hundreds of thousands of pounds, because this is going to damage Ben's life. Really damage his life. Well, Mark Steele's damaged his life. And if I was Ben, I would take him to the cleaners for hundreds of thousands in compensation. But anywho, I digress. Let's move on.
If I could take... Are you putting all of that stuff back in my bag? Okay, perfect. See you in a bit, Em.
Bye, Benny. Love you. You're so brave. Should look into all of these technologies that are being erected, 5G masts, planning applications that are not being looked into, that are being ignored. Many residents on this street have put in submissions. It's your duty as a public servant to look into this stuff if the council's not. You serve us. You serve us. You don't serve the Crown. You serve the public. You serve the public.
Okay, we serve the Crown. We're Crown servants. We swear on oath to the King.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Everything's all right. That's right.
See, this is the same with the female. So I think saying I love you and stuff, it could be brother, sister, I'm not too sure. But more than likely it's his partner. She's the same as Ben. Did you realise how fast she was spilling that off? Ranting about it. She herself thinks this is social media. She thinks social media and what is happening in reality before her is the enemy. Everything outside is the enemy. In social media, the safe place, they can express what they want, get that endorphin hit, come away, skim off society a bit longer, drain grandma's resources, because clearly they're living with the grandmother in that house. And because look at the size of the houses in the area. I mean, these aren't, terraces, are they? These are quite big houses, 4, 5, 6 bedroom houses. So they can't afford that. I don't know Ben's employment situation, but I imagine it's not too great if he gets jobs. I'd imagine it'd be like agency work where they don't really give a shit whether you've got a criminal record or not, but it's probably going to be minimum wage. So, yeah, that was my analysis of the video. So, to summarise, the police, brilliant job. Classic mental health, kind of training, policing. Brilliant. And the way when Ben put his hands on the female officer, they came in, they moved her out of the way, and, they weren't too heavy-handed. They didn't drag him to the ground, hurt him. They were, quite, like I say, mittens on. Obviously if Ben had retaliated, it would have changed. But, for any kind of law enforcement, a fight with anyone in such confined space is a nightmare. But, yeah, and obviously when you have an aggressive female as well, or a female that's, not on your side, effectively, that can possibly go get a weapon and attack you while you're trying to restrain the violent person. But Ben wasn't violent. Yeah, and obviously the whole psychology of Ben through this, and her psychology as well, which is pretty much mirroring Ben, and they both mirror each other. Maybe they met via conspiracy theory circles, I don't know the background. But Ben's psychology through it, you can see him, how he starts off strong, and slowly but surely his psychology begins to change. He's starting to realise that this isn't social media. You can't just tell somebody, oh, yeah, how many jabs have you had? Or, are you triple jabbed? And then block them. You can't, when you're under arrest, you can't block the police. Hit the block button, police disappear. It doesn't work like that. And slowly but surely, he begins to break down. This whole psychological front that he's been hidden behind, protected behind, is starting to crumble. And it'd be interesting, actually, to maybe get hold of the notes from the courts, if that's possible. That would be really interesting. Just to see how if that replicates itself again in court, if he goes to the Crown, should I say. In fact, if he goes to the Crown, I might see him actually get a public viewing and travel down to wherever this is. And that would be, I think that'd be quite a good day out. And just sit there, take notes, take a dictaphone and record the courtroom and stuff like that. Take notes and come back and analyse what was said, and effectively how they sentence. Sentencing would be another trial. Anyway, I digress from that. But yeah, just to observe and see whether this whole he lives in social media land front slowly begins to erode like it has done on this video. Because the psychology of Ben is typical, but I think a lot of people in this online conspiracy theory movement live online, but when they branch out from online and start destroying stuff, view public servants as, the enemy, and think that everything in society is out to kill them, that's basically IoT technology, telemetry systems, and, radar systems for pedestrians, or Doppler radar systems for pedestrians that predict where they are in the crossing and keep the light on red so they don't get killed. when that situation happens, it's, you know, they cross. So how can I quantify this? So it's like these conspiracy theorists online get these endorphin hits and everything, and they all basically have a confirmation bias with one another that, yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue. It builds and it builds and it builds. One of them goes out, cuts the cable, tears the unit off or whatever, posts it online. The rest go and do it. Oh yeah, well, you know, and like it's just a perpetual cycle then. And where will that end? You know, so if they start destroying, say, telephony, you know, infrastructure like masts and stuff like that, which don't just have, you know, mobile phone equipment on. They have the Tetra systems that the police use. They have, obviously, in the ambulance service and the fire service use. I mean, can you imagine a fire engine entering an area and going into communication blackout when the driver's requesting the address for a house that's on fire with 3 children trapped in the back room? Yeah. But where does it end? Are these people going to start, you know, getting still saws and cutting down power lines and plunging the whole west coast of the UK, the whole east coast of the UK, into darkness for weeks, and society starts to collapse because they thought they were doing us all a favour? It's mental, because it is mental health issues. And I hope that Ben gets himself sorted, and I hope he comes out the end of this and gets a job, maybe even a career, settles down and gives himself that cringe. You know, you always get that, don't you? Sometimes you have a flashback from when you're younger and you cringe, why did I do that? Why did I drink that much and do that? You know, that kind of cringe moment. And he has those cringe moments and just laughs it off like the rest of us do. I really do hope the best for Ben. It's sad because it's not his fault, it's Mark Steele. And Mark Steele needs to go to prison. But anyway, enough about that. It only took me 36 minutes to go through a 9-minute, 9-second video. But this is what you have to do when you're dealing with conspiracy theories, because it's not just like, you know, you can give a basic commentary. You have to delve into and explain the situations that are happening. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as they say. Thank you very much. Bye bye.